Hey, what's up everybody? How you doing? Hey, it's almost that time. It's Christmas in April, everybody. I know we've all been waiting. Now, I don't know how many of you have actually had your check go in yet. And this is early Monday morning that I'm recording this. It's about 2 a.m. Just checked the account. Haven't had anything go into my account yet. Obviously, people like to break the news early. So, CNBC article, check your balance. Stimulus money starts to flow into bank accounts. First thing, I've actually heard some people who have credit unions actually saw their money on Saturday. I don't know about any of the other banks like Wells Fargo, Bank of America, whatnot, but I know I haven't seen anything yet. So, like I said, I'll definitely be putting a video up once that happens. The grand event, some of that government cheese. All right, let's read real quick. Keep in mind this article was written on Saturday in case you didn't see it up there in the headline, but it says Americans are starting to receive their cash payments via direct deposit, part of the $2 trillion bill passed by Congress to stimulate the economy after the decline caused by the pandemic. Hashtag IRS deposited the first economic impact payments into taxpayers' bank accounts today. That was Saturday again. We know many people are anxious to get their payments. We'll continue issuing them as fast as we can, the IRS tweeted on Saturday. Funny thought, can you imagine the IRS actually being popular for a change, getting positive tweets in some way? I wonder if they'll get some thanks after the checks arrive, right? Usually we have more of a divisive relationship with our IRS. Numerous Twitter users also posted on Saturday that they had received a deposit. This will be the key part here. For those who do not have direct deposit information registered with the IRS, it could take months for a check to be mailed. The IRS is expected to roll out an online tool to help those that have not registered direct deposit do so. The payment is based on federal tax returns for 2019 or 2018, but the IRS is directing people who do not normally file taxes to an online tool to make sure they are included. That excludes Social Security recipients and railroad retirees, according to the IRS. I'm sure a lot of you have heard this already. If you haven't, Social Security recipients, if you aren't required to file, they already have your information due to them sending you a check every month. So you're not required to take an additional step. You don't have to go to the portal. You don't have to do anything with your bank account information. You don't have to file a tax return just for the sake of filing one. They've already got your information. So you should be one of the first ones to get one from what I've heard. It talks about the qualifications to get a check here. A lot of you individuals probably no doubt know that already. You went through that with a fine-tooth comb trying to see how much you'd be eligible for. So we're going to scroll past that though. So pause it here if you want to read what's on the screen right here about seeing how much you're qualified for and if you're qualified. One final thing I wanted to touch on here, something of interest, owing back taxes or other debt to the government does not disqualify a person from being eligible for the payments. However, Americans who are overdue on child support could see their cash reduced or eliminated. The CARES Act, which they call it because they cares, that authorized the direct payments only approved a one-time deposit, but additional legislation could be passed in the future. And I've heard rumors about that. I've heard rumors about there perhaps being a second check. What I did hear was, I think it was Friday, the Republicans were trying to pass an additional $250 billion in funding for small businesses. The Democrats blocked that. Typical politics. We'll see where that goes. I'd imagine there's going to be another huge round of funding for the small businesses through the SBA. We'll see just how long that takes to come to fruition, though, because you know how our two parties like to do it. Cats and dogs, right? Some legit info that I did hear, though, and something that I hadn't considered or even thought about until I heard it, but it was for individuals that were married in 2018 or 2019 as of their tax filings, but have since gone through a divorce, right? Because we know how often those happen in the good old US, but the money would go to the individual, obviously, whose bank account is listed on the tax return. So say, for instance, you were a married couple with a couple kids. They say in the article here that the max you could see is $3,400 for that family of four. But say, for instance, the couple was divorced. There's no other issues in terms of back child support or anything like that, but the husband and the wife split up. The wife gets the kids. but the taxes were filed with the husband's bank account. Well, the IRS doesn't know about the divorce, obviously, so the entire $3,400 would go to him. So, ladies and gentlemen, again, if it's a vice versa situation, better hope that that divorce was on amicable grounds, or else you might not be seeing that government cheddar. So, something to think about for individuals who separated, divorced, what have you, who filed joint returns. So again, just something to keep in mind. Finally, though, President Donald Trump has said that he likes the concept of a second round of payments, and House Speaker Nancy Pelosi said on CNN last month that we think we'll get more direct payments in another bill, suggesting that Congress could revisit the issue. For me, I'm not really a fan of the first check, just because individuals who are being laid off, by and large, I know this doesn't include everybody, but unemployment's there. Unemployment benefits were expanded. Also, an additional amount was tacked on to the max unemployment you can get. Individuals who are out there working and who are fired, furloughed, whatever other thing may qualify them for unemployment at this time, they've seen unemployment benefits get bulked up. So I don't know that the $1,200 was necessarily a good thing in all situations. There are certain situations where it is a good thing, for sure. Individuals who are getting Social Security only, definitely a nice little boost for them. What if an individual was out there making 50, 60 grand per year? They lose their job, file for unemployment, get approved for that, and then they end up getting $900 a week. Obviously, we're hoping the economy opens back up before that, but what about that individual? And then they get a stimulus check on top of that. To me, that seems like a bit of overkill. It seems like overkill that if, and I know there's no way the government would be able to do this, but if there's an individual who's doing better on unemployment right now than they were working, on an after-tax basis, of course, that they really don't need a check. They really shouldn't be one of the individuals getting a check. So say that individual making 50 or 60 grand, they're now taking home more every week because of the enhanced unemployment benefits, plus they get a check on top of it. Well, hey, it's a nice little pot of gold at the end of the rainbow for them, but I don't necessarily know that that is who it's designed for. But again, the government has no way of figuring that out. So what they did with throwing a check out for everybody, I guess that was the best way they figured to do things. And if they do a second check, it'll probably be the same kind of thing where they just throw it out to everybody. So that's what I've got. So it looks like it's really going to be Monday and Tuesday. I wasn't sure that that'd be the case. I thought when they said early in the week, I was saying Tuesday, Wednesday maybe, but it looks like people are starting to get it. So check your bank accounts after you watch this video. Actually, I'm sure you checked your bank account about 10 times before you watch this video. So take it easy, everybody. Thanks for watching, and hopefully your money arrives soon, right now. Take care.